John Ryan Stadium, Brother Martin Jesuit, first NBC Bank Prep Showcase. Beautiful evening for baseball. Two great programs ready to do battle here this evening. Trahan, Danny Riehm. And here's the batting order for the Brother Martin Crusaders, presented by First NBC Bank. Joel Bergeron is the shortstop. Andre Rovens is in left field. Mason Bonifons at third base. Trey Morgan cleans up at first base. Zach Repath, the second baseman. Dominic Robert is the DH. Brendan Brown plays right field. Cole Strombo is in center field. Ben Wisniewski will do the catching. Kirk Prest is on the mound for Brother Martin. And the Crusaders will oppose the excellent left-handed offerings of Davis Martin.
Well, this is their guy. Davis Martin is the ace of the Jesuit staff. He's been out there in all their big games this year, 6-3 on the year, 2.29 ERA, 49 innings pitched, 42 strikeouts, so he's got the ability to put guys away. A big thing that jumps out at you there, Ken, only 13 walks and 49 innings pitched, so he's going to pound the strike zone and make guys earn what they get.
Always important in this ballpark, which is big and has turf, and you get true hops. Let's take a look at the Blue Jay defense, which has been good this year. Torian left, Musso center, Sepsich right, Conroy at third, Ray short, Teberge second, Lee at first, Sirio catching, Martin pitching, and the weather is absolutely dynamite here this evening. Mostly clear skies, I'd call it clear. 79 degrees. The wind is a bit of a factor out of the south-southeast, blowing at 10 miles an hour. That's been the prevailing wind here most recently, which means it's blowing across and out toward left field. Ready to play baseball, and Joel Bergeron leads it off for the Crusaders. We are underway. Smashed fair. Bergeron on the first pitch of the game laces a double to left field, and Brother Martin stay hot, you bet.
Absolutely. What a way to get things going there. Bergeron absolutely turned and roped that one down the line right inside the bag. Absolutely a fair ball, and Brother Martin in business with a leadoff double. Got the bat head out in front, fastball in the inner third, and pulls it right down the line. You see Jeff Lupo telling him to get moving, extra bases.
Great start, Crusaders, and now Andre Rovens will try to move the runner up at least. Rovens taking a strike over the outside edge. Rovens, the left fielder, is hitting .208. He has 12 driven in. Pretty good bunter, can hit behind runners. Doesn't get the fastball, it's 0-2.
Good fastball on the outer part of the plate there by Martin as he tries to settle in after that Bergeron leadoff double.
And he got him on 3 pitches, stayed away with the fastball. Rovens unable to advance the runner. What was a possibility there, but they elected not to play for the run in that situation.
Yeah, first inning, most coaches are trying to see if they can score multiple runs, try to get a big inning early if you can. Wouldn't have been a bad idea, but they elected to try to swing away and see if they could keep the momentum going that Bergeron's double gave them.
Missing for a ball, the Bonifons, 1-0. Mason has been a good hitter for this team this year as expected. He's driven in 21 with his home run. And just missing. Pretty good pitch from Davis Martin. But it's called a ball and it's 2-0.
He's trying to work away to these better hitters in his Brother Martin lineup. Trying to stay on the outer part of the plate, make him go the other way with it.
Down and out, so 3 balls and no strikes with Morgan on deck. Of course, you have these 2 outstanding left-handed hitters in the middle of the Brother Martin lineup facing the left-handed pitch of Martin. And it's 3-1. Martin will sit 85, 87 with his fastball.
Yeah, and he's their guy. I mean, he's the guy that they want out there in a big game like this as they're trying to see if they can jump Rummel into that 4th spot in the state playoffs.
3-1. Came in on him a bit, tied him up, full 3-2. Outfield straight away, infield straight away as well. Sirio, the fine freshman catcher, relaying the sign. Here it is. Breaker missed. He's on. 2 on and 1 out. Trey Morgan will bat. Speaking of the power ratings, let's take a look at how things stand heading into tonight. Top 3 are secure: John Curtis, Christian Catholic, and Holy Cross. Rummel pretty solid for 4 right now. Not 100% guaranteed, but it would take a lot to knock them out. And of course, Jesuit Brother Martin. Morgan at the plate. Speaking of talented freshman, runner goes, pitch away. Throw by Sirio is not in time. Double steal for Brother Martin. Bergeron on the front end. Bonifant's picked up on it and stole on the back end. Very aggressive baseball. Pays off for the Crusaders.
Jeff Lupo trying to take that double play out of order. Successful in doing it. Now 2 runners in scoring position for the meat of this Brother Martin order.
0-1. Missing away. 1-1. Left-handed hitter at the plate. And yet still stealing, despite the catcher having a very clear look at third. Just got a good jump, didn't he?
Yeah, got a great jump and kind of took that one on Martin, the pitcher.
1-1. Up the middle, will get a run home. Good at bat by Morgan. K-Bears gets the out, scoring on the play. Bergeron, and the aggressive baseball pays off for the Crusaders as they take the early lead.
They take the early lead with good situational hitting there. Runner on third, less than 2 outs, use the middle of the field, got the ground ball past the mound. They easily score the run and give them a lead. That's Bergeron's double coming around the score. So a nice job of situational hitting. You saw Jeff flapping it up for him as he was very pleased with their ability to get that run home.
0-1 the count to Zach Repath, the second baseman, whose numbers have improved as the year has progressed. Started slowly, but he's come on nicely here in the latter half of the season, up to 264 with 10 driven in.
Oh, they would love to pick up the second run sitting down at third.
Not going to do it that way. Marshall Lee battle with it, caught it, and the inning is over. No run, 1 run, and a runner left on base. Blue Jays coming to bat, trailing Brother Martin by the score of 1-0. Here is the batting order for the Jesuit Blue Jays, presented by First NBC Bank. Nick Ray leads it off at shortstop. Michael Torrey is in left field. Steven Sepsich in right field. Mark Tabor second base. Sam Ovella, the DH. Marshall Lee is at first base. Parker Sirio, the catcher. Hunt Conroy, the third baseman. Bryce Musso is in center field. Davis Martin, as mentioned, on the mound for the Blue Jays. And they face the talented offerings of the right-hander Kirk Prest.
Yeah, we've seen Prest a few times this year, really coming on for Brother Martin as a right-handed pitcher. 4-2 on the year, 2.53 ERA, 44 1/3 innings pitched. Got 26 strikeouts, and whenever he's on the mound, you know, they're going to be in the ball game. He's going to give them a chance to compete and win, and that's what they're looking to do here tonight.
Take a look at the Brother Martin defense behind Prest this evening. It will be Rovens in left, Strombo center, and Brown in right. Bonifant's at third, Bergeron short, Repath second, and Morgan is at first. Wisniewski behind the plate. Prest doing the pitching. Prest finishing up his warm-up tosses. Brother Martin wearing that bright gold look tonight. Crimson caps, numerals, stockings. No need to describe the Jesuit uniform, right, Danny?
Pinstripes. Same thing it's been for forever, huh?
How long is forever, by the way?
It's forever. It's a long time. Jesuit in there, royal blue pinstripes, royal blue caps with the white J. Doesn't change.
Nick Ray leads it off and grounds it foul, third base side. Ray to be followed by Torrey and Sepsich. Ray, of course, heading to southeastern Louisiana on scholarship. Big, good athlete, 344, 4 home runs, 15 driven in. He homered for the only Jesuit run in the first meeting between these two teams. Doesn't get this one, pressed ahead 0-2.
Nick Ray, a really good athlete. He's been solid in the Jesuit lineup for years now. He'll be moving on to the next level, so congratulations to him.
1-2 the count. A lot of power for Ray. He hit the ball out of any ballpark. Wide open stance to start with. Closes up and takes it high. Evens the count.
That setting sun is playing havoc with the right side of the defense right now.
Shot to center field is a base hit for Ray. So Nick Ray with a leadoff single here in the first inning. It's been interesting that they've chosen to use Nick in a leadoff spot this year. Pretty much put their best guy there, and it has its advantages such as this.
So he cracked this one. Good short stroke, takes it right back through the middle. Our leadoff single. And he just gives you an explosion at the top of the order. You know, he probably traditionally might hit a little lower where he can drive in some more runs, but he just gives you so much at the top of the order. Something that teams have to account for right from the get-go, especially if he reaches, which he does a lot, because he can run well, very athletic. So just a guy that kind of jump-starts the offense, and Coach Latino elects to keep him up there.
Two sports star Michael Torrey took a strike. It's 0-1. Quick throw to first to chase Ray back. Joey Latino has really adjusted the top of his batting order all year long. He's moved people around except for Ray and Sepsich for the most part. They've stayed in their spots. Missing inside a ball. This is a spot in a lineup where they've really tried different people. The number 2 spot.
Well, the 2 spot's a key spot in your order, especially with that leadoff man reaching. They've got to be able to do a lot of things. Control the bat well, bunt.
Could it turn? Answer is yes. Twin killing started by Bergeron, finished by Repath, and 2 gone.
Good turn there by the middle infielders for the Crusaders. Very smooth. Bergeron did a good job of looking the ball in, getting a good flip. Take another peek at it. Taylor made ground ball, taking the shortstop with some momentum to the bag. Good flip. Nice play all the way around in the Brother Martin infield.
Over the outside edge for a strike to Sepsich. Steven Sepsich, the Tulane commit. 354, he's hit 4 over the boards, 20 driven in. And doesn't get a big hook. Prest in control 0-2. Another quick worker, Kirk Prest. Did he chase the appeal? He did. Inning over. No runs and a hit, nobody left after 1. Crusaders 1 and the Blue Jays nothing on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase. This portion of the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase is presented by Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905. With locations downtown, in Metairie, and in Mandeville. Joseph A. Bank. 1-0, Brother Martin with the early lead. Dominic Robert to start the second against Martin, who delivers his 14th pitch, and it's away with a fastball. Robert to be followed by Brown and Strombo.
Martin really trying to work these hitters away. I mean, you can see that that's his approach. That's what Coach Latino wants him to do, is use that pitch away to force these Brother Martin hitters out of their comfort zone and have to go the other way.
Dropped it in for a strike, 262, a home run, 10 RBI for Dominic. His home run came at Pastry Field against Rummel. Right side to first base, Marshall Lee flipping to Martin. It's a good job by Martin. Broke off that mound immediately and was there in plenty of time.
And that's what you've got to do. You've got to get started. We always talk about it. For a pitcher, any ground ball to the right side, get started. You can always stop yourself if they don't need you. They can tell you to stop. We're good. We got it. But if you don't get started over there, and they do need you, no way you're going to be in position. No way.
Brendan Brown, the right fielder, .280, 3 home runs, 25 RBI. The junior Brown doesn't get the fastball. Got to make Martin come down a little bit with that fastball to catch up with it. Stayed away. That one ran away. 1-1. Straight up defensively. Doesn't get the off-speed pitch. Nice downward action on the pitch from Martin, and it's 1-2.
Nice breaking ball there. Had some good movement on it.
Stayed away, and it's 2-2.
Working that fastball away. These Brother Martin hitters are going to have to go back through the middle to the opposite field gap. He is committed to making them do that.
Outside, full 3-2. Gassed him. Second out of the inning. Strikeout number 2 for Martin. Good fastball.
Well, it went soft away with a changeup and missed with it, and came back with that good fastball to put him away, and that's a good sequence. Challenging him up and in there with that good fastball. Gets the strikeout.
Fast strike. It's 0-1 to Strombo. Got Brother Martin with those 3 left-handed hitters in the lineup against Martin. Breaking ball beat on the ground. That is backhanded beautifully by Lee. Martin got there again. Outstanding play on both ends. Nothing across for the Crusaders. Bottom of the second coming. They still lead it 1-0. Larry's going to deliver the Jesuit vote for you. Time now for Traditions, presented by Joseph A. Bank. The new tradition since 1905. The last 2 years have broken a decade-long tradition of dominance for these 2 programs. From 2007 to 2015, either Brother Martin or Jesuit won the Catholic League baseball title. John Curtis is the new king. They've won it back-to-back under Jeff Curtis. Pitch up and in from Prest to Teberge. 1 ball and no strikes to mark. Another 2-lane commit. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Prest, a very fast worker. Might see some hitters stepping out, although Teberge is one of those that likes to do business. And now it's a strike over the inside edge. Borderline pitch. Prest got the call.
Good fastball. Ran it in right under his hands. Good location there by Prest.
Similar pitch, this time just missing.
Trying to stay in there. That's obviously a planned attack there to try to work Teberge in on the hands.
3-1. And a leadoff walk issued to Teberge by Prest here in the second. Blue Jays have the leadoff man off for the second consecutive inning. Sam Ovella to the plate. Look at the standings in District 9-5A. John Curtis Christian has won the championship by a game over the Holy Cross Tigers, who closed out in fantastic fashion. Rummel, a very strong third. Swing and a miss by Ovella. And a lot to be said there. Quite a trilogy in that series between Archbishop Rummel and John Curtis. 2 one-run games and were terrific baseball games.
Yeah, absolutely. What a series those two clubs put on for the fans this week.
To center, Wynn works on it a bit, but an easy chance for Strombo. Runner returns to first. Ovella is the first out here in the second.
And both of those teams were fighting so hard in that 2-game series. Curtis trying to win back-to-back district titles, which they were able to do, and Rummel was trying to win first district championship since 2006. So Rummel was really fighting hard and was right on the brink of doing it.
Marshall Lee, the first baseman. Snap throw to first, runner back. Yeah, that sounds kind of strange for the Rummel program, as good as that program's been for years. Now, they've had some really good years since then and reached the state championship. They made the state tournament a couple other times, but didn't win district. 1-0 to Lee. Marshall's that splendid play defensively to end the last half inning. Just missing, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. We've had a chance to see this league continuously this year through our first NBC Bank Prep Showcase, as well as games on radio. And I think it's a pretty clear picture. I want to talk about it with you in a moment. 2-0, here it is. Foul back, had a good pass at the fastball. Curtis is the best team. They've proven it without a doubt. Solid pitching, not spectacular, but solid. Elite hitting, no question. Pretty good speed as well. Catch it pretty well. 2-1, and it's a wild pitch. Bears in a scoring position, and a favorable count for Lee at 3-1. Base hit could even this game. I would say that Holy Cross is the second most talented team. I think the standings really typify this league, quite frankly. And Holy Cross, talent-wise, is as good as anybody. I mean, if they pitch it well, they can hit well, and they certainly run very well. Best running team in the league.
I don't think there was any doubt going into the season that 1 and 2 was going to be a battle between Holy Cross and Curtis. I think the surprise of the league this year was Rummel. I think Nick Monica did an outstanding job of getting his team in a position to contest the district championship last night. They would have won that when you would have had 3 teams sharing it. That was really the surprise. I did not think Rummel would finish as high as they did, but hats off to them, and they did a great job.
Sirio, foul. Morgan, long run. What a play by Morgan. Terrific athlete. Runner tags and goes to third. That's a special play by a first baseman. That ball wasn't airborne for very long, and look how far he went to get that ball and made it look easy. What a special talent this freshman is.
Absolutely. For a freshman, drop step and go right there. Got himself in position to make the catch. Ball goes up in the air. Drop step, and he's gone. He's on a full sprint to where he thinks the ball is going to be. Makes the catch for the second out.
There are a lot of first basemen that don't make that play. This young man did. Here's Hunt Conroy. Good breaking ball for a strike. Took something off that curveball. Conroy with a chance. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Waited on that breaking ball, but tapped it foul, and it's 0-2. I agree with your assessment, but it's almost as though we say that on an annual basis about Rummel. It's almost like we're demeaning them that, oh, well, they're not as talented as the others, but they finish in the top 3 or 4 every year.
Yeah, no, they did a great job this year getting that team ready to go. They had a lot of spots that they had to replace, and you thought they would be in a rebuilding type year possibly, but they just did a nice job. Their seniors stepped up. Zach Cook was outstanding. You know, without him, they're nowhere near competing for a district championship. So Lyle Ball, Luke Lacoste, all those guys back to third baseman.
That's a fair ball.
Great job.
Morgan appropriately takes care of that one to end the inning. No runs and no hits. Jesuit strands their first 2, 1-0 Brother Martin. As we head to the third here on WHNO TV 20. This portion of the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase is presented by the Louisiana Baseball and Softball Academy. For more information on membership plans, camps, clinics, and more, visit louisianabsa.com or call 504-733-8660.
Thank them for their sponsorship this year. Ryan Kimberly, the general manager over there, who had the pleasure of filming the tips with. That was a fun day over at LBSA, but thank them for being a part of this. It's a great spot for them with their facility to be involved with all these great high school baseball games.
Ben Wisniewski leading off the third. And the count is even at a ball and a strike. Bergeron and Rovens to follow for the Crusaders. Wisniewski, 241, 11 RBI. Finishing the thought on the league. Jesuits capable of beating anybody on any day. They've got pretty good depth in pitching. Top of their order is quite good. Strike called. For Jesuits, all about lineup depth. Maybe not as deep lineup-wise as they've been in years past.
Yeah, and still a quality club that, you know, could make it very interesting in that bracket. That's really going to be the thing to watch, is these battle-tested Catholic League teams in that 13-team Division I select bracket. You know, as of right now, you know, Jesuit and Shaw would be opening up with each other. Shaw beat Curtis. So, I mean, there's, you know, these teams are battle-tested, and these Catholic League teams could all make a push towards Sulphur.
And that leaves us with Brother Martin, who's probably the team I wouldn't want to play most right now because A, they're hot, and B, they've got nothing to lose. And it's a young team that has gained confidence in the latter half of the season, and they're playing loose. Swing and a miss on a foul tip, and he held on. He held on to it.
And that's what it's all about.
So they're going to say he's out, the home plate umpire, but the hitter's saying the ball touched the ground. See if we have another look at that. The umpires are going to converse. Did this ball touch the ground or not? Wow, that's close. Really close. Did the glove make the imprint, or was it the ball? One more time. One more time. I think he caught the ball.
That was really close.
I think he caught it, but
Really
they're gonna overrule and let him stay at the plate.
Hard to tell even on the replay if he got the glove underneath it.
Well, it matters not. He buzzed him anyway. Crowd number one. Davis Martin settling in. He's retired. 6 straight. Flipped the lineup. Joel Bergeron bats. And I say that about Brother Martin because here's the reality, and I think Mark Wisniewski would be the first one to tell you. Over the past 6 years or so, they've had really, really good talent. Their expectations were very high, and they never quite broke through. Bunt by Bergeron. That is a beautiful bunt. No chance. Base hit. Joel Bergeron having a great year. Is 2 for 2. Can't bunt the ball any better than that.
No, perfect placement right inside the third base line on this turf. It's going to stay fair, and he was on easy. No play.
So the point I'm making, Brother Martin turned out a whole bunch of Division I players over that period of time, and disappointing that they could never quite break through. Now nobody expecting it. They're playing loose, they're young, and they're getting better. Strike is called to Andre Rovens, 0-1.
Well, that's the whole thing that we knew going into the season with Brother Martin. It was going to be a young team, a team that should get better as the season goes, should grow in ability and confidence levels as the season went. And that's what's happening here. They're playing good baseball at the right time. It's all about being hot at the end.
And they got a really bad break before the season started when their talented sophomore Brady Faust was injured and has missed the season as Mark Wisniewski looks on. Has to like what he's seeing lately and thus far tonight. Delayed steal, thrown by Sirio, not in time. Boy, Bergeron's just a good baseball player.
Yeah, really well executed. Delay steal there against a lefty. That's one way to try to steal bases against a left-handed pitcher when he's looking right at you, is to delay steal, and that was executed very, very well by Bergeron. Getting into scoring position. Brother Martin trying to add on. Jeff Lupo plays an offensive, aggressive style, and you know, you're seeing it right here. They're stealing bases and making things happen.
Just missed away with the fastball. Count to 1-2.
There's a delay steal, shuffle. You're trying to gain ground so that when you do pivot and go, because you know you're pivoting and you're going at some point in time, so you're trying to gain as much ground as you can in those shuffles.
Perfect slide. Pop up to the bag. Bluffing the second is Martin. some guys just really know how to play the game. This kid does, watching him play last couple of years. He just
and it's
knows
nice.
what he's
it's
doing.
nice to see that, to be honest, because in today's world with all of the private lessons, the private hitting lessons, the private pitching lessons, everybody's doing lessons, but guys aren't practicing and playing like they used to. As he gets plunked with this one, and the umpire tells him not to go anywhere.
I don't understand that.
I don't know where he's
it's
supposed
not as
to
though
go.
Exactly. It's not as though he flexed into the ball. I mean, clearly he just got hit by the pitch. I don't agree with that. That's a break for the Blue Jays.
Sometimes I wonder where they think a hitter can go that quickly.
Exactly. Tay-Bears takes care of Robins, so that's a break for Jesuit now. Robins does advance the runners, but that's 2 outs in the inning.
But going back to Bergeron, just knowing how to play the game, everything's getting so, lesson for this, lesson for that. Now, guys have lost the feel for the game, the feel of how to play, things that players used to just know. You really can't take anything for granted anymore because of that. So it's always refreshing to see guys that just understand how to play the game of baseball.
Couldn't agree more. Bonifants walked in the first. 2-out opportunity here. Took a hook that's high. Mason's driven in 21. Sun beginning to set here in Metairie.
That's a big run sitting 90 feet away with 2 outs.
Considering they combined for just 3 runs and 9 innings the first time around. Down and out. 2 balls and no strikes. Ballparks often dictate, but you don't often see games of 2-1 at Metairie Field.
No, not at all. That's a place that usually lends itself to high-scoring affairs.
Big gaps, rock hard infield.
Wind blowing.
To left field, should be a play for Torrey. Makes it. No runs and a hit. Second runner stranded for the Crusaders. Bottom of the third arrives. 1-0. Brother Martin. This portion of the first NBC Bank Rep Showcase is presented by the Acadia Music Fest, Saturday, October 28th in Thibodaux. For the latest news on this fall's lineup, visit acadiamusicfest.net. Great music, great time, October 28th. Be part of it.
Thank Tommy Meyer for his support this year. Glad to have the Acadia Music Fest as part of all the showcase games.
Bryce Musso can't catch up to the heat of Prest. Ray and Torrey to follow in the bottom of the third against Kirk Prest. Showed bunt, took it up and in. Bryce Musso, another 2-sport star football player for the Blue Jays. And again, doesn't get the heat. So ball and 2 strikes. Is Prest, tall right-hander at 6'3", junior. Good future. Good in the present. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Musso. So we arrive at the end of district play. And I want to get your thoughts on if you had to pick an MVP in this league, who it would be. Little blooper toward right center might find green space. On a 2-2 pitch, Musso with speed singles to short right center. Good start for the Blue Jays, in particular since they flipped the lineup, and Nick Ray will be coming to the plate.
Yeah, I think it would have to be between Zach Cook and Cade Beloso. Cook obviously with Rummel, Beloso with Curtis, but I would lean towards Zach Cook. I would name him the district MVP because of the fact that he did it on the mound and at the plate and defensively. He just did so much for his team. I don't think any one player in the district this year meant as much to his team as Cook did to Rummel.
I agree with you. What a really good young kid he is. We can tell you right now, he's going to go to Loyola on scholarship. They'll have an official signing next week, but he'll be joining his teammate Luke Lacoste there. But he's what makes this game fun to watch. Throw to first. There are a lot of really good players, but Zach Cook, you stand next to him, he might be 5'7", might be about 140 pounds, and he's 8-2 on the mound with a 2.2 earned run average. This is in the air by Ray, out of play, 0-1. And at the plate, he's now at 379, 29 RBI on the year as a leadoff hitter to lead his team and 22 stolen bases.
Yeah, he meant a lot to Rummel. Really had an outstanding senior year, which needs to continue for their purposes in the state playoffs. They need him to be very good here at the end, but I just think he did so much for Rummel and gave them so much in different roles that he's the guy to go with.
0-1, out of play at 0-2, and Cade Beloso undoubtedly the best hitter in this league. That's not even close.
No, absolutely. I mean, he was a man amongst boys a lot of times this year at the plate, just the natural ability he has as a hitter. Definitely a Division I hitter, and he'll get that opportunity at Tulane.
Waited on that breaking ball, fouled it out of play, and realistically thinking about it, and I've been thinking about it hard. The best pitcher in this league has to be Cook. I mean, he's 8-2, and he's beaten pretty much every good team in the league except for Holy Cross. Foul back to the screen. Rummel caught Holy Cross playing really good baseball. They swept Rummel, which is really what prevented Rummel from having a chance to win it. And Curtis swept Holy Cross, which is really what prevented Holy Cross from having a chance to win the league. Sometimes it is all about when you play people, too.
No doubt. I mean, this is a game of ups and downs. You know, teams can be hot, teams can be cold. Like you said, it depends on when you catch them.
Ray again got another breaking ball. He's getting a steady dive of that.
Holy Cross was a team trying to find their identity early on, and now they're feeling good, and they're playing the way that they played in the summertime, and they're very hot. Brother Martin went through a 8-game losing streak in the middle of the season, and then they finally won a game and got things going, and now they're hot. So it really does depend.
Ray crushes this to left center. That ball's going to the wall. Here comes Musso with speed. He will score. Nick Ray rounds second. He motors to third. No relay. We're tied 1-1 on a triple by Nick Ray.
Boy, did he get into that ball. Deepest part of the park, really getting it out there into the gap. Slides in with the triple, ties the game at 1. Nick Ray just absolutely crushes this one. Another good swing. He's having a heck of a night at the plate, hitting the ball extremely hard for Jesuit.
Tied at 1. Go ahead run at third. Good speed once Musso gets on. You got speed in that 9-hole. A lot of coaches like to do that. Gives you that double leadoff hitter if you can get him on.
Absolutely. Like the double leadoff. Usually your 9-hole, if something happens to your leadoff guy, say he's out hurt, he's sick, something happens, usually that 9-hole hitter goes into the leadoff spot. Both of those guys, leadoff type hitters with the speed and ability.
Want to know the count? Chance for Michael Torrey, and he hits it right side, knocked down by Riehm, base hit. Nick Ray scores. Jesuit takes a 2-1 lead on the infield hit by Torrey. Run would have scored anyway. Riehm did a really good job to lay out, knock it down, just couldn't quite find it.
Well, at first I thought that ball might sneak in the right field for a base hit. Riehm did a nice job of getting there. He was kind of pulled in about halfway, so he did a nice job just to get to that ball. Definitely an infield hit.
Blue Jay offense comes alive. Solved that 2-hole issue with a base hit by Torrey. Here's Sepsich. Steven hits it right side. That's going to be a base hit. Torrey will check in at second, and the Blue Jay bats are alive.
Jesuit doing a good job of going the other way. Coach Wiz is going to head to the mound to try to settle press down, as it's been a Blue Jay onslaught here in the bottom of the third.
I think it's probably the ominous presence of Father McGinn that probably caused this outburst for the Blue Jays, right? Just a really good job of hitting there on the part of Sefcich, going with the pitch, which is what you always want to see.
Sure, being willing to go the other way. It's something that you really coach hard with your players, is the ability to hit the ball where it's pitched. Good hitters that can have power gap to gap, and if a pitcher's going to work them away, can show power to that opposite field. It's always a great quality in a hitter.
Blue Jays keep the merry-go-round going. 4 consecutive hits here, nobody out. Theberge, normally a bunt situation, but he's one of their best hitters. Third baseman is in, Bonifants. Theberge is swinging and took it down. Walked his first time. He's driven in 21. Theberge now ahead 2-0. As mentioned, another player heading to Tulane. Coach Jewett's program.
Boy, are they hot right now.
Playing really good baseball right now.
They turn things around in a major way.
Yeah, big series with Houston. Took a while to get it going, but they've got it going, and you hope it continues. 2-0. Hit it hard down the right field side. That ball's going to go to the wall. 1 run is home. Second runner rounds third. He's on his way. He will score. On his way to third, Theberge. Relay throw. Not in time. Ball skips by. Theberge holds the bag. 2 more score, and the Blue Jays continue their onslaught.
That ball was absolutely roped. Theberge got his hands out, turned on that one, and just absolutely drilled that one down into the right field corner. Another triple. Multiple triples in the same inning. You don't see that in baseball at any level a whole lot. But in this big park like we have here at John Ryan, if you can get it up against that wall, you're definitely going to have triple on your mind, and that's what's happened twice so far here in the bottom of the third with Nick Ray and Theberge.
Sam Movella tries to keep it going. 5 straight hits.
Brother Martin's going to pull the infield in. They don't want to give up any more. It's now 4-1.
Time called, and we did our first game, of course, which was the first game here at John Ryan Stadium, Jesuit Holy Cross in 2012. And our first observation that night was this is going to be a great triples park.
Yep, it's a big park. It's a great extra bases park for hitters and a great place to pitch. You know, if you're a pitcher, you have to be pretty confident in most cases that you can pitch to contact and be okay.
Hooks him away. Wisniewski stops it, 1-1. Good look at Ben. Ovella waits for the 1-1. And it's 1-2. Big at bat of the inning was Nick Ray. He was 0-2 and fouled off 3 pitches and then got the big triple. Really changed the inning. In the air to center, should get the run home. Caught by Strombo, and a sacrifice fly by Ovella. His 18th driven in. Outstanding offense by Jesuit here.
That's a great
and a
job.
5-1 lead.
Great job of hitting there by Ovella with the man on third, less than 2 outs, get the ball up in the air, get it to the outfield so Jesuit could tag and score their 5th run here in the bottom of the third. They have absolutely exploded offensively. Another look at it, Ovella underneath it, drives it out to center. That's what you're looking to do. But a man on third, less than 2 outs.
0-1 the count on Marshall Lee.
And now Lee's got to try to get it started all over again.
Just up in the zone. Still only 1 out of the inning. Blue Jays by 4. Marshall Lee. Look, a bouncer. 2 balls and a strike. Laid off the fastball away. Good take, and it's 3-1. You hear the expression all the time, they're seeing the ball well from Press. That's clearly the case here.
Yeah,
when you see takes like that last pitch as he walks here, that's an indication that they're seeing him very well.
Absolutely. They're seeing the ball very well, and that's a big at-bat there by Lee, because after you scored all your runs, you didn't have anybody on. He was really in a position where he needed a leadoff type mentality to get things reignited.
And it looks like that's going to be all for Prest. We'll have a pitching change coming up. We'll tell you all about the new pitcher when we return in a moment. Jesuit leading 5-1, bottom of the third on WHNO TV 20. Brother Martin goes to the bullpen. They will bring in the right-hander, sophomore Antoine Harris.
Only thrown 6 in the third innings this year, so not a whole lot of work considering this is pretty much the end of the regular season. So we'll see how he can fare against this very hot Jesuit lineup right now, as they've already put 5 on the board here in the bottom of the third.
Marker Serio bats, popped out. Actually, we're going to get this is going to be a pinch hitter for Jesuit, so hitting for Serio, it's going to be number 20, Alex Watermeyer. So Watermeyer hits for Serio. Watermeyer with an opportunity with a runner at first. Alex takes a strike from Harris. Count is even. And a ball and a strike. Alex Watermeyer, as the numbers suggest, has only had 2 plate appearances on the year. Late on the fastball. One and 2 the count on Watermeyer, junior catcher. Pinch hitting for Serio. No doubt will stay in. Man, the tools of ignorance. I'm not sure who coined that phrase. Down and in. It's 2 and 2.
Stay in and go behind the plate.
Right. Actually, you call the game, you manage the game. Can't be that ignorant, right? Although to put that stuff on and get in that crouch all the time, brother, I'm right there with the folks that suggest otherwise. Running on the play was Lee. He'll return to first, holding at 2 balls and 2 strikes. I did that at playground ball. I remember getting heat exhaustion in one game, and they gave me those old smelling salt things. And then they wanted to give me a salt tablet. I said, I was like 10 years old. I said, what's that? Take this. No. not doing it. I just popped up. I'm good. No need. And a wild pitch will get the runner to second. With only one out, the count will run full. Of course, I've made up for it in subsequent years with salt intake.
Absolutely.
Little pepper spiced in.
Yep. You and I both.
Got to be balanced here, no equal opportunity, no bias. Salt and pepper. Wasn't that a band or something? Somewhere along the line?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
That's pretty good, Ken.
My pleasure. Down, walked him, runner for third, have a chance, throws there, he is. Out at third. Boy, that's a big out. Jesuit in the midst of a big inning, and that's a big out with a pitcher just in the game, struggling to throw strikes. Read the ball in the dirt, and with the lead, you can take liberties, but that really helps a struggling team to possibly get out of this inning.
Anytime you can get outs on the bases when you're struggling on the mound, it always helps. We've seen it time and time again. You get those outs on the bases, and it's like renewed life for that pitcher on the mound that's not doing the greatest.
On Conroy will bat. Davis Martin goes down to the bullpen to get loose again in the midst of this long half inning. Jesuit with a courtesy runner. Sean Sagers will run it first. So Sagers, the runner for Watermeyer.
So since it's our last TV game in the showcase, have we confirmed that it's going to be straight down Tchoupitoulas or right down Tchoupitoulas on the fastballs that split the plate? We talked about this earlier in the year.
We sure did.
Just seeing if we got confirmation if that's going to be the deal.
Pitch, showed bunt, took a strike. Conroy behind 0-1. Yeah, I've given it a lot of thought. I think St. Charles might have a better application. One problem with that is there's a school of the same name, ball in the dirt.
Jesuit
Runner
would
will
like
take
Banks.
second.
Right down Banks.
Right down Banks. Right up Elysian Fields.
Right down Severn.
Right down Barataria. I don't know. I mean, come on. We're just having a lot of fun here. We already had Tchoupitoulas. How about right down AP Turo? Right? Right down Jefferson Highway. Patriot Drive. Did we miss anybody? 1-1 the count. Down a ball. It's 2-1. That's pretty funny, though, too, because when you think about these schools and the identity of these schools, it's somewhat iconic because all you have to do is name a street and you know what you're talking about.
Absolutely.
2-1 the count. Two balls and a strike. Chopped very high towards second. Riehm had to wait on it and no chance and threw it away. Runner for the plate will score. Jesuit increases the lead to 6-1.
Wow, what an interesting play right there. He just beat it so hard into the ground that the air time caused Riehm to have to rush to throw, and he throws it away.
Base hit and an error. No RBI. Had to wait forever on this, Danny.
Pounds it. Looked like it went off the plate, and the hang time on that big hop just gave him enough time to run.
I'm not sure Morgan saw the ball either. He might have been screened out. It is an error. Jesuit bats around in the inning, and a ground ball foul by Musso, who started this big inning with a base hit. Remember that flare in the short right center? And he scored the run. That was a long time ago. 6-1 Blue Jays on top and counting. And another runner in scoring position in Conroy. 1-1. Steps out. and Wisniewski to go talk with Antoine Harris, getting some valuable experience here. And that's what Mark Wisniewski is thinking, heading toward the playoffs. You need pitching depth. Got to win that first game, first and foremost, but then it becomes a matter of how deep you're pitching in, and Mark Wisniewski knows this as well as anyone. Remember a year ago in a 3-game series was up 1-0 on Santa Ma and lost both games on Saturday.
Yeah, the series is a lot different than the way it used
This
to be.
is into center, and it's trouble, and that's another base hit. Runner rounds third. Center fielder drops the ball. Runner for the plate. He is safe. Jesuit increases the lead to 7-1. Conroy had stopped at third, but then Strombo missed the ball. That has to be an error because the runner had stopped would be the second error of the inning for Brother Martin, and they're just coming apart here.
Well, Joey Latino, as a third base coach, you're making that decision off of the center fielder catching the ball, and if he would have caught the ball cleanly, that was the right move to hold the runner. Once he dropped it and bobbled it and got away from him a little bit, they were able to pivot and score.
So Brother Martin will go to the bullpen once again. We'll tell you all about the pitcher change when we return in a moment on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase. Jesuit lead continues, 7-run inning in progress, and a 6-run lead. Ken Trahan, Danny Riehm, and the new pitcher for Brother Martin, a very talented freshman, and Jacob Cohen.
We saw him early in the year, and I was highly impressed. I think this is an arm that Brother Martin should be really excited about. I'm sure Coach Wiz and his staff feel that way. Really good arm for only being a freshman.
Good breaking ball, runner for second, throw will never get him. That should be interference, and it is. Good call. Innings over. Nick Ray interfered with the throw, and it's the right call. We'll show it to you again when we get a chance. Inning is over with 7 runs scoring for the Blue Jays. We go to the 4th. Jesuit leads it 7-1 over Brother Martin. This portion of the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase is presented by Park Lakewood Apartments, located on the west bank of St. Charles Parish. A short commute to New Orleans, Park Lakewood Apartments. Our thanks to Park Lakewood Apartments, and our thanks to our crew that does a great job to show you these games and show you the replays to give you an idea as to why calls are made. Watch this, Danny.
hangs out right over the plate. A lot of contact there with Wisniewski, the catcher for Brother Martin. So he's out, batter's interference.
Davis Martin back to the mound in command with a 6-run lead, and having retired 6 of the last 7, or 7 of the last 8 actually. Morgan offering at the first. He grounded to second, but it was a productive out. Drove in the only run back in the first inning.
Well, Brother Martin's got to find a way to erase some of those runs right here in the top of the 4th, so not a ton of time.
40th pitch is a swing and a miss from Davis Martin by Morgan. It's 0-2.
These 7-inning high school games fly by. You get to the latter part of the game very, very quickly.
Chased it, but got a piece as good hitters do to stay alive. Oh, 2 pitch, smashed up the middle. What a good-looking young player Trey Morgan is. Sing his praises every time we see him, but he gives me reasons to.
Oh, 0-2 right there. He gets a pitch out over the plate and makes Davis Martin pay for that mistake there. 0-2, that pitch caught way too much of the plate. Now, Brother Martin's got to play station to station here offensively, try to build an inning.
Repath, his first time out, popped out to the first baseman to end to threaten the first inning after they'd scored 1. Turned on it, well out in front. Watch out for the school bus. 1-1 the count. Always pull up to the ballpark at John Ryan, and I see that space reserved for the visiting school bus. And it's right in the hitting zone. We want to beat you, and we want to hit your bus. That's a strike called. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Strategic parking at ballparks. We need to do an inning on that.
I'll drive around a few times before I settle on a spot.
I hear you. 1-2. Kind of took that one out of the mitt. Just got a piece off the end of the bat.
I'm usually right next to you a lot of the time.
Tell me about it. Our good and great friend Tommy Mitchell in development at Brother Martin. Last time we did a game out here, he got his window broken by a foul ball. Down a ball. And if they lost the game as well, you talk about double whammy. Wow. Sorry, Tommy. 2-2 the count. Knock on wood, by the way. Just did. Toward the hole, diving stop Conroy. Outstanding play. Safe at first, but Jesuit really playing good defense in this game.
Well, they're playing well. You know, they're trying to finish the season on a strong note, try to see if they can hop Rummel into that 4 spot and be able to host that series in the second round. So, you know, a lot on the line here. Jesuit understands that, and they've come to play here tonight, trying to win tonight and win that non-district game at St. Michael's and see if that can help them.
0-1 the count on Dominic Robert, who grounded out first base to pitcher back in the second inning.
Dominic Robert.
Towards short, Ray surrounds it. Second, 1, first, and got him. Beautiful double play turn. 6-4-3. Blue Jays playing brilliant baseball tonight. A hit in the inning, nobody left. Bottom of the 4th coming. Jesuit leads it 7-1. Here's a look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by Park Lakewood Apartments. The playoffs in all 12 brackets begin next week. Here's a look at how it breaks down. 7 non-select classes, 5 division classes. Non-select first round begins Tuesday. Round of 16 quarterfinals, most brackets, best of 3, beginning April 28th. Semifinals and the finals, knockout stage, May 10th through the 13th. And of course, we'll have some early round games live at SportsNOLA.com. All you need to do is go to SportsNOLA.com all the time, and you'll know who won and where. How's that? Up and in,
like
ball
it.
one. I thought you might.
That's going to make me go more than the 10 times I already go.
I think you should.
Every day.
It's not enough. Michael Torrey had a big RBI single in the third, scored a run. Shoots it foul. Ooh, that was close to a vehicle. 1-1 the count. Not too far from our truck, guys. It might have rattled you whizzing by. 1 ball and 1 strike. Going that way again. He's trying to get our truck. Ooh, that one was much closer. And it's 1-2. Truck alert. Truck alert. And there's the LaCie.
The home of Lenny Van Gilder.
The home of Lenny Van Gilder, Andrew Alvarez, and Adam Bandera. Swing and a miss. Adam Bryant. Michael Torrey's out on strikes. Bob's here too. I mean, look, we got a great crew. Deeply appreciate them, and I know we don't say it enough. And this is as good as it gets. I mean, the quality that is produced by these guys, we just kind of come along for the ride, having a chance to describe these pictures. Steven Sepsich has a base hit and a run scored. Off the fist toward first. That's a fair ball. Ooh, foul ball as it turns out. And that's a good thing for Brother Martin, as Trey Morgan, normally sure-handed. I think he took his eye off of it. Saw the runner bearing down on him. He stays at first. Runner staying at first, but he's being told it's foul. And yes, good call. By the time it reached him, just went outside the line. 0-1 the count. I know you echo my thoughts about the crew.
Oh, absolutely. These guys have been great all the way back in the beginning, and now we've advanced to HD and getting all fancy and stuff. I mean, this is really, really good stuff for high school baseball, and that was the whole purpose when we started this 6 years ago. It's amazing it's been that long, but it was to get these programs and these schools and these teams on television, just like you saw football for so long. And we didn't see a reason why we couldn't get baseball on.
Yes. The freshman Cohen comes in and fans 2 good hitters in a row.
I like this guy.
Me too.
We saw him in a radio game at UNO earlier in the year come in and getting a lot of big-time experience at the varsity level for only being probably 15 years old, which is pretty rare in this league. But he's definitely a guy to keep an eye on as he gets older and matures.
1 ball and no strikes on Tay Bears, who had the booming 2-run triple. Tay Bears also has walked. Swing and a miss. Gives you that rocking chair, body to the side, hesitation look. 1-1 the count. Steps off now. You know he's too young. But maybe his father or someone enjoyed El Tiante with the cigar out of his mouth when he wasn't pitching, Louis Tiant. Especially going back to Fenway Park in the mid-70s. 2-1 the count. I knew we'd get somebody's attention.
Coach Slumber. I'm just waiting for the tambourine to
Yeah, the
get
tambourine
broken out
is
up here.
swing and a miss. Yaki Way. Where's Yaki? Again, completely turns his back to the hitter and somehow finds his balance and good follow through. Not easy to do. Tough on timing, isn't it?
Absolutely. You don't see that type of motion very often at this level.
If anywhere.
If anywhere, right.
3-2 the count. I can't think of others. Now, there's a lot of sidewinders. I mean, guys that throw across their bodies and hide the ball like he does, but not with this hesitation motion like that. struck him out. He strikes out the side. He did that to the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the lineup. How impressive is that for the freshman? Mark Wisniewski appreciates it. Jesuit still up 7-1. This portion of the first NBC Bank Rep Showcase is presented by Gibbs Construction, a leader in the construction industry in Louisiana and the Gulf Coast for more than 35 years, transforming dreams, visions, and plans into reality. Gibbs Construction.
I want to thank Larry Gibbs. He was one of the first people that we went to 6 years ago with the concept of putting high school baseball on TV. He was willing to help make it happen. And we want to thank him for being with us all the way through. Here 6 years later, still with us, Gibbs Construction. A lot of beach balls being bounced around the stands.
No balls and a strike on Brendan Brown.
The Jesuit seniors, I believe, just went and stole one of them, so they were bouncing it around, and the Brother Martin seniors went and took their beach ball back.
For basketball, they have the Conlon Crazies. I'm not sure what you call the baseball version, but they're having fun. Right side, Lee chases, foul territory, and catch made, I believe. He caught it. Second baseman, Tabears went and got it. Good play, 1 out. Had to wait, nobody signaling. They weren't sure. First baseman kind of told the umpire, hey, he caught it. And the call was made, 1 gone.
Pretty interesting looking play as Tabears got over there and just stuck his glove out. he just stuck it out. Right place at the right time.
Good reflexes. Nice catch. This is toward third off the glove. And the runner will reach. Tough hop. Strombo's aboard. That would be a tough error to give. He's having to move, and that ball really came up on him. Give him an error. First of the game for Jesuit. That's a tough one on Conroy. There are some errors that are just not good errors at all, and then there are some that are tough. That's a tough one. But I get it. And I got it. And I've recorded it. And I'm not changing it. 1-0 the count. Wisniewski struck out swinging in the first. High, 2 balls and no strikes. While we have the opportunity as well, we want to send out our prayers and best wishes to our SportsNOLA colleague Ed Daniels. Godspeed to Ed and his wife Robin. Strike called. It's 2-1. Get well soon, get better soon. How in the world can I do a radio show without him? Oh, I can answer that easily. It's a flare to right. That's a base hit. Not a good read. Runner's going to be out at second. On a good throw he is. Well, good deke by the right fielder. But Strombo's got the play in front of him. He's got to be able to see where that ball is, Danny. And it was going to drop all the way. And he didn't read it. It's a 9-6 fielder's choice. No hit. Take one away from Wisniewski.
Yeah, tough base running there on Brother Martin's part, but the momentum in this ballpark ever since that 7th spot in the bottom of the third has been with the Blue Jays, and it continues, and everything is just going their way in this game.
Well, let's also give credit in that situation to the right fielder, Sefcich, who really kind of decoyed the runner like he was going to catch the ball, gave him some cause for pause, and then threw him out with a strike. Bergeron took it high. Bergeron's been the star. Ripped a double to start the game, stole a base, scored a run, Bunted beautifully for a single, stole another base. And he rips this one to left center. That one's on the travel to the center fielder, though, and caught by Musso. So the inning is over with no runs and error. A runner stranded. They've left 3. Bottom of the 5th coming. Jesuit 7. Brother Martin 1. If the season ended today, here's the picture on the Division I side of things. Bird Scotlandville. John Curtis awaiting the winner. Jesuit Shaw, they know each other pretty well. Rummel, McKinley. Brother Martin Evangel with the Crusaders can breathe a sigh of relief. They'd be at home. Winner to play Holy Cross. St. Paul's, St. Augustine. St. Paul's really on a run. Winner to play Catholic High. Now that's subject to change, obviously, but pretty good predictor. At least at this point. I think you'll see a couple of changes. Maybe a spot here or there. Pitch is high for a ball. Outcome of this game certainly has something to do with that. St. Paul's could catch Brother Martin for 6th. Jesuit an outside chance to catch Rummel for 4th. Fisted toward 3rd. Bonifants, good throw.
Well, the interesting thing with that bracket is, sometimes I call it the Catholic League Invitational. But you're looking at possibly Jesuit and Rummel in a series and Brother Martin and Holy Cross in a series from the looks of that.
Right, and the winner of Jesuit Rummel, if it held, would play Curtis. Swing and a miss, 0-1. The winner of that could face Holy Cross.
It's almost like the SEC, it's like you don't really worry so much about the regular season. It's everybody knows they're getting into the postseason, and that's what you're trying to win.
Marshall Lee, splendid in the field, and he's been productive at the plate. He's walked twice. Got the call. Liberal outside edge makes it 0-2.
13-team bracket, 7 Catholic League teams are in it. I mean, more than 50% of the bracket's Catholic League, so I think it's okay to call it the Catholic League Invitational. Sounds good.
1-2.
CLI.
John Curtis Christian would slightly beg to differ. They like to call it the Christian League.
Catholic Christian League Invitational. The CCLI.
The CCLI. I like it. Swing and a miss. How about Jacob Cohen? He's come in, retired all 5 he's faced, including 4 strikeouts.
Not surprised. That game against Rummel out at UNO when Coach Wiz brought him in, and I got a chance to watch him that night. Really good stuff for a young arm. And that windup.
Yeah, that's gonna cause you problems.
Yeah, it's just something that hitters don't see.
Another strike thrown there and fouled off by Parker Sirio. It's 0-1. And look at the young right-hander.
Might have to get some T-shirts made with the CCLI and a cool logo on it.
I hear you.
I'll sell them in the parking lot.
You almost have
Can I do that?
You
Will
can
Dave
do that.
Morrow let me sell T-shirts?
I'm not sure. You have to ask him.
We have to run that by Dave. For the
Here's
Catholic Christian League Invitational Tournament.
Here's the dilemma of high school baseball that people really have a hard time following. Sirio started. Watermeyer hit for him. Watermeyer got on. He got a courtesy runner, and now Sirio's batting. All in the same spot.
Starter can re-enter.
Exactly. After somebody else hit for him and after somebody else ran for his replacement. You follow me? 0-2 the count. Nothing against the kids. I just think the rules stink, frankly. Not only is it hard for fans to follow, but it really violates the nature of the game in my estimation. 1 and 2.
It makes you really appreciate real baseball rules.
Well, it does.
In American Legion, if you pinch hit, he's out. You pinch run, he's out.
Well,
it's very, very easy to manage a game.
You play the game. And the college level and professional level, you have the DH, but you don't have courtesy runners. And, you play the game. You're a player, right? 1 and 2 the count. Down a ball, 2 and 2. And it would
speed up rule.
For me,
it's a speed up rule.
Yeah, speed up as in speed on the bases, and it's really unfair to the defensive team because you can put a track team on your bench and courtesy run. And some teams, by the way, have guys like that. I won't name one in this league, but one does. Here's a line drive into left field down the line. Rounding first, on his way to second is the talented freshman Sirio, who solves the freshman Cohen for a 2-out double here. Now, there is a team in this league that has guys on their bench specifically for that purpose.
Here comes a courtesy runner for the catcher.
As if on cue. And, of course, previously the other catcher in this spot got a courtesy runner. And
double Sirio.
Here's another.
Courtesy runner.
So here's Sean Sagers, who ran earlier, will run again. Again, it has nothing to do with the kids. We're talking about the rules. And coaches, nothing against them either. They're doing what they're supposed to do, give themselves the best chance to win, best chance to score runs. You can't run for everybody, but it almost seems that way. Here's a strike. Starter can re-enter a game, and what's that all about? It's crazy. 0-1 the count. Mark Wisniewski wants to come out and have a word with the umpire. So that discussion ensues. So they're talking about the substitution pattern here. And again, if you're a coach, you need to be a genius to figure all this out. It's crazy. There's so many changes. Joey Latino headed over to the Brother Martin dugout and explaining to them as Mark Wisniewski was begging for an explanation from the home plate umpire, and they're still talking. And if you're the home plate umpire, it's like your little lineup card, you got scratches all over the place. It's like, how do you follow it?
There's not a whole lot of room on those things.
It's ridiculous. it's overdone.
Gotta go to the back. See reverse.
Over the mound. This is a tough chance. Nice job on the charge. Good stretch by Morgan. Off the bag. Got to be an infield hit for Conroy. Again, high chop.
We're getting some Rooney hops at John Ryan.
They really are.
Just that hang time has given him enough time to get through the bag.
His foot was on the bag. The question is, was he safe or out? I think the throw beat him, and I think his foot might have still been in contact. If there's any chance to see that again, that was a good slow-mo shot. That was really close. Tough call to make. We have replay. They don't. Musso in the air. Repath surrounds it. Puts it away. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 stranded. Blue Jays have left 4 after 5. They need the Crusaders 7-1. Earlier today here at John Ryan Stadium, it was the eye-popping, dramatic annual faculty-student game. Tom Bagwell on the mound, throwing a lot of fastballs. Look at that fastball. That one got up there at about 20. And the faculty was all over the students, dominating the students 8-0. And then an inside the park home run. How about that? I think they had him play too shallow. I'm just saying. The students were getting schooled as they do every day in the classroom on Carrollton and Banks. And, I mean, they just continued the carnage for a while. But ultimately, way to go, Tom, the faculty scored 8 runs. The seniors scored 8 runs in the bottom of the 5th and tied this thing 8-8. A tie? Are you serious? You got to be kidding me. Rovens took a ball. It's 1 ball and no strikes. What are you teaching these kids? Tie? Seriously?
The seniors won.
Okay. How to play. It's 1-1.
The seniors always win.
You play to win the game.
That's right. The seniors
Didn't
always
happen.
win.
Seniors always win. 1-1 the count. Strike is called. It's 1-2. Entering that final week or two of high school, you start to feel like you've got the leverage. Teacher tries to tell you something. It's like, yeah, what are you going to do to me? There's the 1-2. I'm going to own you one day. I think again, holding it 1-2. I could probably think of 1 or 2 teachers that I felt that way about. Although I must say the preponderance that I had, I really liked and enjoyed immensely. Some of whom had an impact on whoever I am. I'm not sure who that is. Here's the top foul. Yeah, I'm the guy that works with Danny Riehm on these first NBC Bank Prep Showcase telecasts. I'm his neighbor. Soon to be campaign man. No, I'm just going to go. 1-2 the count and go there. I didn't say that, did I? No. Almost did. In the air, left center, a base hit. Rovens went up and got that pitch. Leads off the 6th with an inning. Brother Martin not done yet. Hitters coming up. Crusaders with a knock. Their 4th hit of the game.
Got his hands up above that one and drove it out in the center, and that's what Brother Martin needs here in the 6th inning. They score a few runs, might make things interesting. We'll have to see how this inning goes, but it all starts with getting that leadoff man on base.
1-0 the count. Bonifans has walked. He's flied to left. Martin entered the inning with only 60 pitches. He's high, and it's 2-0. Gave up that run in the first. He's really been sharp since then. And now here comes Joey Latino. No action in the bullpen. He's only walked 1. That was in the first inning. Anytime you throw strikes and your stuff's good, good things are going to happen. That's a simple analysis. You're the analyst, and I just analyzed what's happening here.
You can do it all.
All right.
Little action getting up in the Jesuit bullpen. So, you know, with this being towards the latter part of the year, you want to make sure Martin's ready to go for the state playoffs, that he's feeling good. And so Joey Latino out there talking to him and seeing how he feels. You don't want to push it. You don't want to take a chance of any kind of tenderness or arm issues happening at this point because you don't have any time.
Bullpen gets busy for the Blue Jays, as mentioned. It's Chris Beebe who has the ball and begins to loosen. Just got up when Coach Latino went out to the mound. 2-0 the count on Bonifans, and it's 2-1.
Ran that in on Bonifans' hands there. Martin's done a good job of spotting up tonight against these Brother Martin hitters. A lot of zeros up on the board.
The 2-1. Got the call, outside edge, 2-2. Missing away, so run it full, 3-2. Normally you'd look at Rovens considering running here, but down 7-1, you can't afford to get thrown out in this situation. Not going. Popped him up. Nick Ray eyes it, catches it. Rovens holding first. Bonifans retired. Trey Morgan to the plate. Morgan has a RBI ground out, and he's singled solidly to center. We've talked about it all year long, but worth another mention about all the freshmen that we've seen this year in this District 9 5A this year, more than ever in terms of the numbers, and it's really across the board. We've seen them on virtually every team. 1-0 the count on Morgan.
A lot of young players getting opportunities this year. That's something that historically you do not see in this league.
Ball and a strike. Yeah, Morgan and Cohen tonight for Brother Martin. Great examples of that. Sirio for Jesuit. Really good-looking young player.
Rummel had some good ones. Villa,
1-1.
Denny's.
2 balls and a strike. Thus, these programs will continue in solid fashion. 2-1. Left field side, long run for Torrey. Foul territory and couldn't quite get there. Long run for Torrey. He was swung a little bit around the other way. Has good speed. It's 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's Mac Miller now in left field. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
The Mac attack.
There you go.
Out and left.
Yep, Mac Miller in left field now for Jesuit. So that is Miller. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nice stop by Sirio. Boy, I love the way he shifted his weight. Didn't try to stab it. That's something you want to see from a catcher at the major league level. This kid's a freshman in high school.
He did a good job getting out there, blocking it up.
Morgan hits it a bunch to right center field. It'll hang up in the right center field gap, though, and it's caught. Ball's carrying better to left tonight. It does most of the time. That one got up a bit. When it gets up in that direction, it typically doesn't carry. 2 gone.
Not much wind tonight either. Flags are down out in center.
Was blowing earlier. Zach Repath has popped to first, rounded out. 10 miles an hour at the start of the game. Certainly not that now. Anytime you go 10 or above, it can be a factor. Foul back, it's 0-1. That was in the direction of where we popped. As we mentioned, the flag's really still. 0-1 the count. Nice landscaping here at John Ryan Stadium. Moved him inside with a pitch, 1-1. Repath. Towards short for Ray. Short way, inning over. No runs and a hit. Brother Martin strands their 4th. Bottom of the 6th coming. Jesuit remains on top, 7-1. If you are interested in purchasing a DVD copy of today's game, send an email to prep@sportsnola.com or call our offices at 504-681-0120 during normal business hours. You will receive a reply with more information on purchasing DVDs. They're having a good time, as well they should. Blue Jays are up 7-1, and a swing and a miss by Ray, who was going for the downs. He singled, tripled, lost in that bat on catcher's interference, or on hitter's interference, I should say, on the catcher, back in the 3rd inning, so 2 for 3 officially. It's a tough way to get an at-bat. Out of play, it's 0-2. Nick Ray. Again, we'll play at Southeastern Louisiana for Matt Reiser. And likely we'll play the outfield. That's what we're thinking about Ray. And
he's a good athlete. I mean, they can use him in a few different spots.
Straight up to center field. Not a pretty good chunk of it, but Strombo has a play for the first out. And now we'll see Mac Miller for the first time. Miller, the senior, came in to play left field.
Matt Miller.
So here's Mac Miller with his first at bat of the game. Right-handed swinging Miller. First pitch on the way from Cohen. Yes. Cohen continues to pitch extremely well. Mac Miller, 275. He has 9 driven in. And he's played in 23 games, so substantive playing time. Strike call, 0-2.
Jesuit with all their runs tonight in the 3rd inning. It was a nightmare inning for Brother Martin.
Struck him out. Cohen continues to shine. 2 gone. It really was. Game changed after that, but didn't matter.
Cohen has had the answer since he came in.
Sepsich took a hook for a strike. Good pitch. On a play.
These Jesuit hitters are having trouble squaring up Cohen's pitches, kind of jumping on him with this different motion and slinging it at him, and they're just having a lot of trouble squaring it up.
Jacob with the 0-2. Off the hands over toward the Crusader dugout. Holding at 0-2. And another. 1-2. Got him looking. What a pitch by Cohen. What a job he's done. Mows him down. One more shot for Brother Martin. Trailing Jesuit 7-1 on the first NBC Bank Ref Showcase. Blue Jays are 3 outs away from a big win with a 6-run lead. Davis Martin trying to go the distance. He's used only 81 pitches through 6 innings. Dominic Roberts starts the 7th. He's 0 for 2, and he took a strike. Martin gave up the run in the first, but he's been the master of all he's surveyed since then.
Yeah, he's putting a lot of zeros up on the board after that 1 run in the top of the first for Brother Martin. He's really hunkered down and done a nice job on the mound for Jesuit in a game that they really needed to win. See if they can get to that 4th spot in the seedings, and that would give them the ability to host that series with Rummel.
1-2 now. Out of play. A win tonight would not get them the 4th seed, but because they scheduled a game with St. Michael, who's going to get them a lot of power points, it would give them a chance. No guarantee. Crunching the numbers, odds are still tilting the other way that Rummel would hold on to that seed, but it is a possibility for Jesuit, holding at 1-2. This PowerPoint system has made it fun and more interesting over the years that it's been implemented in most sports. Liner into the right, center field, gaps a hit. Robert with a leadoff single in the 7th. It's a 5th hit for the Crusaders off of Martin. Brendan Brown will try to build an inning. He's fanned and popped to second.
Brother Martin seeing if they got one last fight in them here in the 7th. See if they can get some runs on the board, maybe try to make this thing interesting.
Get a runner at first base as Robert, the DH, will be lifted, and he'll be lifted for Joe Delaney.
Number 1, Joe Delaney.
Delaney will run at first. And Brown will bat. Brown takes a strike. Good breaking ball from Martin. Brother Martin had a tie earlier this year with Trahan because of no lights when it got dark in extra innings. Throw to first, runner back. The rare tie in baseball. And I'll never wear a tie to a baseball game. And the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes.
Well, Davis Martin tonight, every time that he's had to really buckle down and get a key out, he's been able to do it. Here he's up 0-2.
Struck him out, gassed him. High fastball, strikeout number 4. 1 gone in the 7th. Cole Strombo is the due hitter. Haven't seen anybody on deck, though. Looks like we might get a pinch hitter here. We're waiting on we will. So Mark Wisniewski was out to tell the home plate umpire who is going to come up to bat. Looks like Stuprich is going to have a bat in his hand. Brennan Stuprich, who's played quite a bit this year, will get an opportunity here. So Brennan Stuprich.
Davis Martin's ready to go. He's saying, come on, give me
it.
my next guy. What's the holdup?
Stuprich, 250, he's driven in 7. Took a fast strike. Martin sharp throughout. Good breaking ball, 0-2. Out of play, holding 0-2. And holds at 0-2.
That opening round of the playoffs still nerve-wracking as it always has been. That single elimination game, it's a nerve-wracking thing especially in the game of baseball.
Missed the outside edge, 1-2. It'll be interesting to watch John Curtis this year. They're going to have to go through 2 byes. But last year, they went through the grind of the Catholic League, won the league, and Jeff Curtis said, look, we really were emotionally spent. We spent so much on that, we didn't really have much left. Look at this at bat. Good job by Stuprich. Lines a base hit to center, 2 on, 1 out here in the 7th. So Stuprich off the bench delivers, and now a chance for Ben Wisniewski.
Stuprich got into that one, drove it right back through the middle. Nice line drive, base hit. Brother Martin with runners at first and second, one out.
Strombo runs at first. You got that right. They just pinch hit for him, but now he'll go run at first. Here's welcome to high school baseball.
Re-entry.
Yeah, re-entry. Pitch is high. Call it a revolving door. Never ends. Strike is called, 1-1. To right field, sinking, another base hit. And runners will be on every base with one out. This one's not over yet. Wisniewski delivers a base hit to right. Remember, he lost a base hit to right on his last at bat. They ended up with a forced play at second. And he'll get a runner, another. Patrick Kinnair will run at first as the merry-go-round continues.
Brother Martin, we talked about it. Did they have that one last fight in them here in the seventh? And they've got the bases loaded now. One down.
And Bergeron took a strike. Bergeron's 2 for 3, double single, 2 stolen bases, runs scored, and an opportunity here. He's got 10 RBI on the year. Strike called, 0-2. That's what makes Cook's season remarkable. Is that he's got 29 RBI.
Yeah,
the kid's been the leadoff hitter all year. I mean, go figure. 0-2 the count. And another. Got him at chase. Step on the plate. Hit her out. 2 gone. And Brother Martin down to its last out. Banger number 5 from Martin. Andre Rovens represents the last chance for the Crusaders. Oh and 1. No balls and a strike. Another on the way. Rovens took another strike. It's 0-2. Danny Riehm will talk to the winners coming up. Slowly, third base side. Davis wheels, deals, game over. Jesuit has defeated Brother Martin by the score of 7-1. Back with our post-game show in a moment. Jesuit 7, Brother Martin 1. Jesuit a solid victory tonight. Solid victory for Jesuit tonight. They defeated Brother Martin by the score of 7-1. Ken Trahan along with Danny Riehm, who's standing by with the winners. Danny.
All right, thanks, Ken. Down here with Davis Martin, tonight's winning pitcher and head baseball coach of Jesuit, Joey Latino. Davis, you gave up one in the first, but then you really settled in nicely.
Yeah, Brother Martin's always a great team, always got great hitters. I made a lot of great pitches first inning. They spoiled them, they battled, and I just went out and competed, gave my best for my team, and I'm glad we could get a win tonight.
Your offense gave you 7 in the bottom of the third. How was it taking the mound in the top of the fourth with that on the board?
Oh, it's always great to be able to go out there and know that I don't have to strike everybody out. I can just pitch, let my defense play, and they did a great job behind me.
All right, Coach Latino, I know you were wanting some more run support. Well, you got that tonight.
Well, we did. They all came in one inning, but I don't care when they come. Right. We've been struggling a little bit, and I think guys were pressing a little bit. Tonight I saw a little bit better approach, and once Nick hit that triple, kind of energized us, and guys were looking forward to getting into the box and competing. And I'm just glad that the ball was in that young man's hands. Davis has been so much of this program the last 3 years, and he gave us another big-time effort tonight.
Let's take a chance to talk about the playoffs. It's different this year.
Yeah.
13-team Division I select bracket, Catholic Christian League Invitational. We were kind of joking about during the game. How is that different from the old 32-team bracket? Is there a different philosophy going into this thing?
It's a great question, and I wish I had a good answer. Obviously, you're very likely to see one of your district opponents in the early rounds, and that's unfortunate. But it is what it is. We're going to keep preparing the way we've always done. There's a lot of familiarity, obviously, with Brother Martin, Holy Cross, Curtis, Rummel. So we'll just see what happens. This is, new waters for all of us. So it's going to be interesting, but we'll see where we go from here.
Well, enjoy tonight. Good luck against St. Michael's in your non-district game that's coming up. Ken, back up to you.
All right, Danny, thank you very much. 7-1 Jesuit over Brother Martin. Back to wrap up the season in a moment on WHNO TV 20.
We're stopped. We stopped it.
Hey, Graham. No, I'm just going to see Wisniewski for a second.
Gotcha.
Played well tonight. Play like that, and you'll beat people. Caught the ball well, pitched it well. Rolled it over him. Hey, buddy. Love you, man.
Love you too. We'll see.
Didn't say anything. They didn't say they wanted us to say anything. So the whole world knows. I mean, yeah. No, we've got right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Brother Martin tonight, 7-1 here at John Ryan Stadium. Outstanding performance by the Blue Jays in the final district game of the year for them and for Brother Martin, their final regular season game. Ken Trahan, along with Danny Riehm, just a really solid performance by Jesuit tonight.
Yeah, it was. They came out ready to play. They knew they needed this one to have any kind of chance to leapfrog Rummel in the power points, and they played really well. They put up the big spot, 7 in the bottom of the third, got great pitching out of their starter, Davis Martin. I'm sure Joey Latino is very happy with what he got out here tonight.
Well, we conclude our 6th year of television here on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase on WHNO TV. What stood out most in your mind about this season, Danny?
Well, just the amount of teams that we were able to get on, a lot of programs that we were able to showcase from different areas of Southeast Louisiana, and it's always fun, getting to go over to Slidell for the first time, going down to E.D. White, doing all these big Catholic League games. It's just so exciting to get all these different quality baseball programs, which we're very blessed to have in Southeast Louisiana on TV.
So you look at the playoffs, St. Thomas Aquinas, we started this year with them. They got run ruled, and yet they're really good again. Won a state championship last year. St. Charles Catholic, Riverside, good in their class. John Curtis, obviously very good. Don't sleep on the Rummels and the Holy Crosses of the world. When you look forward to the playoffs, what teams from this area, and I'll give you my thoughts, are the teams to watch in terms of the best chance to win a state championship?
Well, I think you got to watch E.D. White, watch St. Charles Catholic in their bracket. In the Catholic League, I think you've got to look to John Curtis, obviously, who won the league. I'm sure they're looking for a better playoff performance this year than a year ago, so they're going to have some extra motivation. Holy Cross is really good. They were really good in the summer, and they're kind of capturing that magic again. But all these teams are battle-tested. They've all got the ability to be there. Just a matter who gets hot and who plays good baseball, and the ball bounces your way.
To me, the 5A bracket is the toughest bracket on the non-select side because they've got 4 or 5 elite teams, as many as 7 or 8 really good teams. Mm-hmm. Acadiana, Sulphur, Sam Houston, Barb, West Monroe. Trahan, to me, has a great chance because they've got a stopper number 1, as good as it gets in the state, and they got a really good number 2 and a good number 3 as well, and they catch the ball well. And don't sleep on Hanville either. Those are good teams.
No, those are really good teams, and that's a game that we always are able to go get over at Hanville as part of the showcase, and that's a game that I love to go see because it's always really good baseball. This year, they didn't have enough daylight to finish it, so Hanville and Trahan, definitely watch them in that 5A non-select bracket.
Good teams to be certain, and obviously a lot of good baseball that we've seen. this year. It's been a lot of fun, my friend. Hasn't
Always. Love being at the ballpark with you, Ken. We got a great staff. Lenny does a great job. The production guys are great. Get some awesome camera angles and shots for us. So always fun to be out here.
Once again, our final tonight, Jesuit beating Brother Martin 7-1. Thanks for joining us all season long on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase. Our baseball coverage will continue through the early rounds of the state playoffs at SportsNOLA.com. Check the website for more information on games and times. Again, the final score, Jesuit 7, Brother Martin 1. For Danny Riehm, I'm Ken Trahan. And as we say so long, please join us in thanking those behind the scenes who helped bring you the high school action on WHNO and SportsNOLA for a 6th consecutive season. And thanks for watching. Rounding third and heading home. Good night.